Yo, what's up? This is Skylar Gigabytes. Damn, I hate making videos, but I'm gonna fall in love with it. Listen, I wanted to introduce myself to a lot of the retailers out there, okay? This video production is gonna go out to a few specific people, and the purpose of the video is to inform you about a service that I am developing and that I wish to offer to you. You know what I'm saying? And this was on the heels of me cleaning out my closet. I really got inspired to kind of make this video real quick. You know, specifically in mind, I do have a few, peoples like Berner and the cookie store in mind and whatnot. I used to be a broker, right? In real estate, just so you know who I am. I'm Skylar Gigabytes. I used to be a real estate broker. You know what I'm saying? And before that, I was actually a real estate investor. I've owned a jewelry retail business for a few years. I've done all types of different entrepreneurial activities, but I've always been trying to figure out, like, how to really get with not only my nature, but what it is that I'm here to do from a spiritual perspective. So I was just going through this book. This is called Licensing Requirements. It's a handbook. You know what I'm saying? And I was going through some of the principles, if you can see that there. There's types of value, things of this nature. There's economic principles, right? So some of the economic principles and why this is important for you as a business is because I wanted to basically create a metaphor or an analogy of, how these apply to a business, a retail business. I recently did my continuing education, and they included a lot of new segments in the continuing education dealing with the economy and how to build a society. And the reason this has never been included in the past, I mean, it literally made the coursework 3 times longer than usual. The reason they included it is obviously because the economy is changing. Now, as I'm reading this, I got to thinking about Johnny Cupcakes, right? One of the things that I've done, right, is I come up with the terminology to help, explain what it is that I'm doing. And that's one of my gifts, is coming up with language to help people really get with the program. So we're talking about social theater, and we're talking about retail theater. Now, as a person, I used to be an actor in high school. I started in 8th grade, acting, doing improv rather, and then I continued on into college and did a little bit of community theater. So this is really congenial with my personality. I'm no longer doing the broker business, but I've dealt with millions and millions of dollars in finance and funding. And so I'm comfortable around people's personal information, their data, assessing their business, doing a really thorough job of investigating specific details around the market, what's the competition doing, just getting a lot of details on the business owner, the proprietor. What are you doing in your business? It just occurred to me like yesterday that a business in Santa Cruz could have used my services. The business is called Crate. They went out of business, and I was like, damn. And the last time I was up in there, I knew that they were on that verge of going out of business because they, it just felt that way. The energy was like that. It was a little bit dead. It was a little bit stale. But I really kind of liked, I wanted the person to succeed. You know what I mean? But I could see that wasn't necessarily the path he was going to be on. He could have really used this service. So brandcasting, just so you get an idea of what this service is all about, it's like bringing the entertainment into your retail venue. That's what you have to do, because if you think about it, what's the point of doing seasonal, bringing in new seasonal clothing and things of this nature? Is because you have to continue to give the consumer something to consume, right? And today, as we can see in social theater and with today's business, this is a trend. Businesses nowadays is really trying to entertain, and that's a Generation X phenomenon. We all grew up, watching cartoons, and Saturday cartoons, and all the cereals was all about colors and characters. Captain Crunch. The Monster cereal box. Everything was all about this whimsical, playful. You know what I mean? So this is what we're starting to see now in business. So me telling you this and what I'm about to tell you and why you need to contact me, reach out to me, and work with me is because I'm that next level dude, and I'm on the same page with you. So there was a principle in here, an economic principle I wanted to quickly share, and then I want to talk about what's his face, Johnny Cupcakes. What I think we can learn from that, and what I think we, either way, what we can learn not to do and what we can learn to do, right? Because I like his concept, but I'm not impressed with the concept on some level. So I'm going to show you how you can get the advantage of what he's been able to do. He's given us some clues, and he kind of thinks the same way that I do, and as shown through his actions. You know what I'm saying? He's an opportunity hacker, but I want to show you how to get this thing popping off and where he made his mistake, because I visited his store in LA, and how you can boss up with this. So a couple of the principles, there's about 8 here: anticipation, balance, change, competition, conformity, contribution, increase and decreasing returns, substitution, supply and demand, surplus, productivity. Now these are all different economic principles. That's, when you get a broker's license, you got to study like a stack of books about this why, So appraisal is one of the things I had to study. So I understand a lot of these different concepts, and the way my mind works is very visceral. So I see how you can apply an economic principle here in real estate, but I can see, oh shit, you can apply this right here into the retail venue. You feel me? Because this is how I actually think. It's a bilateral thought process. When I look at conformity, what that means in real estate is like when you see all the tract housing, right? They all look the same and shit, right? They all beige color, they all brown, right? Let's say you got an all brown tract housing, and you got that one little greenhouse, your grandmama live in, because she wasn't getting up off her property. So in the middle of this beautiful new tract development, you got Granny Smith's greenhouse right here, and she don't have no paving on the road ain't paved, nothing. So what'll happen from an appraisal perspective is that property won't sell for as much as these other houses, but that property may also tend to bring the value down of those other tract housing relative to the competition, what else is around in the community. You see what I'm saying? If there's other tract housing, brand new housing developments, then boom. So I'm just thinking, okay, how does that apply to a retail business? Okay, conformity. The thing about it in business, there is no conformity. It is your concept. It is what you bring to the table. And you are in the entertainment business, as many of you are beginning to learn, right? So you have Berner now. He's out here, multi-talented. He's got to be a rapper, get on the show. He's a brand ambassador for the entire 420 community, right? He's out here, and so then he brings something to the community that's very unique. You know what I'm saying? Because the 420 community, I don't believe, had a store in the likeness of every other store you might find on Fairfax in Los Angeles or on Haight-Ashbury. He brought this sort of, just streetwear type of aesthetic to the 420 community. So now he's bridging some gaps, because a lot of people who are into, streetwear, they also into 420. So he's bridging some gaps here. And so what I would say is that the game is going to be about, how successful can you entertain, how often, how much more can you, so we already know that you gotta bring something new and fresh. So let's just turn up the heat on that. Let's just raise that burner. You feel what I'm saying? And let's go to another level. With brandcasting, we can do that, right? Because see, what we're gonna do is give you now, let's go into the Johnny Cupcakes real quick. You go into that, man, okay, you know what I'm saying? Every time I see Johnny Cupcakes, like recently I saw him, I was really inspired. I was like, damn, he inspires me to want to get on my grind a certain type of way. I like the way he does his thing, But at the same time, it's like, man, I don't really like, I'm not really into it. It's not something that I would wear, you know what I'm saying? I'm not into it, but he got a lot of people that's into it. I like how he already understood the entertainment value, you know what I'm saying? So he turned his stores into these theme parks, in a sense, you know what I'm saying, like a bakery, Johnny Cupcakes. So now you go into one of the stores in LA, right? And I went in, right? Maybe La Cienega, I don't remember what street it was on. No, I wasn't La Cienega. It was whatever street that was. Sunset, I think, maybe. And so you go in, boom, I'm excited, but then it was like, oh shit, it was a bit of a disappointment. Womp, womp, womp. Because he had all of this stuff that was resembled like food, right? And the colors was even green, like that old school 1970, the high school your mama went to green. That old that dookie green, not even that dookie, you know what I'm talking about, right? Like that asbestos green, you know, it was like that asbestos green, like the shit you don't even want to fuck with, you know. And so I'm in there and I'm like, okay. I go and open the refrigerator door where he got the shirts at, and I was like, womp, 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 because, you know, it looked like a refrigerator. I really wanted some cool air to hit me. Boom, hit me with some cool air, but it was like that old stale, you know, you go to the old high school they built in the 1800s and open a door and find an old dusty book type stale, you know, and you're like, damn, just stale like that, right? So I was like, man, it's hella stale up in here. But see, I really wanted to be hit with that smell, you know? Like I wanted to feel the real feelings of a refrigerator. Shit, if you're gonna give me a refrigerator, don't give me facade, give me the real deal. And so, but other than that, you see, so cause we can learn from each other now. This is Giga Speed. You gotta be like listening to what people talking about, and you pick up some game, right? So I would say, man, how, you know, he got, you know, the boxes, so you could buy a shirt, he'll put it in a box, you walk out with a little boom, and it look, okay, boom, bet. Now, imagine if more stores did that concept as a merchandising theme. That's what brand casting brings to the table. It's more to it than that. It's more to it than that. You ain't gonna figure this shit out trying to hack my shit, but check money. You work with me, we can get some money. All right, so here's what it is. With, like, for example, one of these, I'm gonna speak specifically to, specifically the cookies, right? Berner. You know, I got a project that we already developing. It's an orange juice project. It's Jumanji. You feel me? You know, we want to hook up with LRG on that one. And, you know, we might want to actually do something with Berner with that too. But I've been on some real, you know, all right, so shit. Okay, we gonna deal with that. Okay, so I've been eating like the Mexican ice cream popsicles lately, right? I'm like, man, for the last 2 weeks, every day I gotta get one like crack. You know what I mean? I gotta get that. And so it just like hit me, cause you know I love the cookies and cream. Is probably my favorite one. Need I say more? But just imagine this though. We do a whole brand cast theme, you know, and we do the kind of Johnny Cupcake type box, right? And, you know, with custom branding and maybe a little side pocket so they can put their ice cream in it and they can buy a shirt or a kit. They can put the shirts inside the box, ice cream on the outside so that if it melts, they forget about it or something, it won't damage the shirt. They come into the store, it's a whole new theme. For 3 months in the summertime, we're going to do it. And it's a real refrigerator in there. So when they come in and they open the refrigerator, they don't get the womp womp. They get the wow. You know what they always say in sales, like, you know, you got to try and wow the customer. All right, so retailers, have you been wowing the customer? See, the reason that business, you see, like, a lot of businesses, they relying on the fashion company to be the entertainment. They're relying on the most popular, the fashion houses that are trending. These cats are whack. There's another shop in Santa Cruz, I won't say no names, and that's where I'm really kind of picking that up from because they do have great inventory, right? But that's all they're relying on. See, I pitched the owner like with the orange juice, and he not in the right space. He don't understand that everybody got a gift. You know, you have to understand, just stay open-minded. And don't be trying to hustle too goddamn much. You know, let people make moves and help you out, because that's really what it is. It's like, if we know we're in a time of change, you better link up with the people that, you know, can help you get across that bridge. All right, so in any case, they got really good inventory, but they're relying on the official hats to and the official hats and the you know, Acapulco golds and you know, and the cookies to be that entertainment in the social theater. What we want to do is bridge social theater with retail theater to create something completely new. You understand? Giga speed on that. And so we would have an entire production. This ain't just like, you know, mincemeat. This is gonna be some dope shit. This is gonna be media frenzy type of thing. So, you know, the first one to get with Giga Speed and get with the program, get the benefit of that. We can develop, because I have a background in real estate and brokerage. I've taken courses in estimating, so I'm able to just basically take all my years of experience, you know, the 138 jobs I got under my belt, you know what I'm saying, along with the brokerage experience, working with clients and different individuals, understanding process and being an analytical type of person to say, damn, this is what I want to do. Being that actor, now things come in 360, like, okay, well, this is what we doing. I'm doing brand casting. I'm doing product development, ecosystem design, build. I'm doing, you know, unification. Social design is what I encompass. That's how I encompass everything that you know, that my work entails. I just call it social design. You feel me? A social design story. And so, you know, just to simplify. But every business got to have its tools and its competency and its processes and its approaches, right? So I'm thinking we'll do like a subscription type situation where, you know, you can subscribe to, you know, 2 to 3 different brand casts within a, you know, 1 year to 2 year, you know, span of time. So in between, let's say the summer launch or the winter launch or the whatever, the fall launch, you know, we could be brand casting a different theme inside your store so that you never get stale or old, and it changes up and you always giving the customer something new, and you can always go back to that old shit. See, here's what motherfuckers do. They do what Yahoo does, right? See, when they should be doing what Google does. You feel what I'm saying? Like Yahoo is just stale. So the store out there, Crate, you know, he had some product, but I don't think he had a lot of capital to be able to really invest and get heavy with the inventory, because he wasn't, you know, he had the best. I think he had a, in some sense, I think he had a, well, it's hard to say, but you know, because he had some competition over there, and they had much better inventory. You know, I was gonna say because he was on Pacific Avenue, maybe his was better, but you know, in some sense, you know, theirs was probably better because they was on an off street. They had an ice cream shop next to them, and then a bar right across the street from that. So you know, it go, you know what I'm saying. You know, when you think Pacific Avenue, it's kind of like, you know, it's a little commercial, but you know, you might want to go off the beaten path a little bit. So I can appreciate that. But in any case, his whole situation was it was stale. You know what I mean? It was like, man, he needed some theater. You feel me? He needed something that he could bring. See, so that you could see that Yahoo, they keep it the same, but Google, they change it up. Don't they change that banner, right? They change it every now and then, not from just Google. So if you cookies, let's just say, right? Do you want to just all the time it's just cookies? That shit get old, family. You got to bring theater now. You see what I'm saying? That's what time it is. So that's Gigabyte. That's my time. This video production is classified. It's for specific individuals, and by watching it, you unilaterally agree to non-competition and non-disclosure unless it goes public, and if it goes public, it's still non-compete for whoever sees it. Copyright Skylar Gigabytes 2015 to infinity and beyond, past, present, future, Gigaspeed. Hope to hear from you soon, because what I'm talking about, it ain't some shit you could do it on your own, but if you want to do the shit right, you gotta have the right touch points. Hit your boy up, Gigabyte. I ain't gonna leave the email. You can, wherever the video at, you can figure it out that way. Gigaspeed.